Good morning, friends. Good morning. Christine Burke here from Ignite Your Bliss, and coming to you from Perth, West Australia. I'm just hanging out at the park today with my two beautiful, can you see that? Oh, it's so awesome. My pups, they're so amazing. Anyway, so I just finished watching an amazing training inside of a very extraordinary training business group that I'm a part of, and the guy who drives all the training in there is somebody named Ray Higdon. Been following him for a long time, and he really knows how to touch on all the key stuff, really the important stuff that really hits home. And okay, I'm back. Hopefully, hi Mom. Hopefully, it won't just kick me off again. My connection's not great here. Anyway, so just some takeaways from a training I just watched right now from Ray Higdon business training group that I'm in, and this really hit home with me, and I hope you get some value from it as well. And it's all about this idea of how we put meaning to things, and this is a topic that I speak about a lot, but with just listening to Ray, sort of put it in a different way and more specific to relationships. And now at this time of year is a time where people start to do a lot of reflecting. They start to do a lot of thinking back upon their year. They start looking ahead till next year. And you know, a lot of people, I believe, a lot of people look back on their year and are filled with sadness, or filled with you know, things that they didn't do, goals that they set that they didn't achieve, and relationships that could have, you know, that went badly, that are no longer sort of a part of their lives. So this idea of meaning-making machines. So as human beings, we put meaning to everything, right? So there's always an event, okay? Events, you know, whatever's happening around us every day. That's my girl trying to call me. Hey, Chris. Mom and Chris on today. How cool. Anyway, so meaning-making machines, right? So we got stuff going on all the time. It's constantly one event after the next, right? Throughout our day, week, month, that's life, right? So the key here is that as human beings, we always attach meaning to things that happen. And so this is an example that Ray used in the training, right? So you're at work, you're walking down the hallway, maybe you work in a place that's got cubicles, and you look over at a coworker and say, hey, and they kind of look at you and give you a funny look, right? Now at that moment, most people will make some sort of story around that, as in, okay, you know, why is she being such a bitch to me? What did I do? All I did is say hello, and oh my God, did I do something wrong? Or maybe I pissed her off, or, you know, blah, 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 right? So, and people tend to stick very hard and fast to the meaning that they put to things, right? And people actually get to the point where that meaning grows, and they wear it like a warm blanket, and they use it to justify so many things. And this is really the beginning of the end for a lot of people in relationships. You know, like, and oftentimes we see this, we think we see this happening in other people, and it can be the biggest challenge in ourselves, you know, me included. You know, I oftentimes catch myself doing this a lot. You know, another story, he's gone to a wedding and has a new baby and decided to ditch the party to go to bed early, and sees the groom the next day and says, sorry mate, couldn't stay. He didn't say mate because, only people in Australia say mate. Couldn't stay, had to go to bed, we've got the baby and everything. And the groom says, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, no problem, it's only my wedding. Yeah, okay, see ya. And of course, he thought, what a jerk, doesn't he understand how hard it is to have a baby, and what the heck, I've traveled all this way to get to the wedding, and blah, right? So I know that this is possibly sounding all so very obvious and simple, but my challenge to you is to, first of all, have a think. Hey, Daphne. Is to have a think about the relationships in your life, because I know you have some. And if you try and tell me you don't, then you're lying. Because we all do. We all do it. And we all have these relationships in our life that went awry or went down a negative road or ended because we created a story and meaning to something that happened, right? And just think, if we step back for a moment and entertain the idea that maybe the story that we got going on about that situation is wrong. Like maybe the girl in the office cubicle had just got some really bad news from somebody. Maybe something horrible happened to her when she woke up that morning. Maybe she had her earbuds in and she was like listening to somebody complain on the phone, right? People have all kinds of reasons for doing things and reacting certain ways, but the number one rule is you can't get caught up in that. It has nothing to do with you, and everything to do with that person and how they are feeling and how they are reacting to a situation. So my challenge to you and to me is just to take some time today. And as I said at the beginning, we're ending the year. Can't believe it. It's Christmas time. It's a time where people ponder. They think about, what's gone on in their year. They think about things that they've achieved. They think about people that have left them. It's just a time to consider deeply about what's gone on. And then come January is a time where generally people are optimistic for at least a few weeks. Of time, and it's the time when people like to set goals and New Year's resolutions and everything else. So it's a great time to really think about how you can free yourself, really be truly free inside your own head and your own heart. And it's really one of the most important concepts to achieve true happiness, is to let go of the meaning that we give to things, right? And I'm going to say also that giving meaning to things is human. We're all human. We all do it. But here's the difference. The difference is the time that you spend making the story up. The time that you spend, sorry, there's a bug crawling at me, holding on to the story. The time that you spend letting that story ruin a relationship, give you a bad day, create negative vibes around you, right? Because there's so many offshoots of stuff that goes on when we make up these stories, right? So just think of the endless possibilities of energy and positivity and relationships, maybe renewed relationships that you can experience, at this time of year. It's Christmas time. It's time to come together and be grateful and enjoy family and friends. So my challenge to you is to think back on some events that you have put meaning to that have really caused a breakup of a relationship, and possibly what you might be able to gear yourself up to do to perhaps mend that relationship, and recognize that maybe the meaning you gave to something was not that meaning at all. So I hope you got some value from this, and I'll be back on something health related tomorrow, hopefully. Actually, I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow on market parking duty at the school. Anyway, I will be back next time. I hope everyone has an awesome day, night, wherever you are in the world. And I love getting on here. I love talking about this kind of stuff. I do run a bit of a side hustle alongside being a full-time mom. And if you resonate with the content that I put on here, would love to connect, please feel free to private message me and we can see if we're fit to work together. Have an awesome day, night, guys. See you next time. Bye.